Alright, party people, Woodsy here. I'm in my local state park, Wild River State Park. Yeah, real shocker that one. Although I'm in a different unit this time. It's called the Sunrise unit. Wild River is over there. I already showed that. And you cross the creek on that bridge back there. You can do a little 5-mile loop. Real easy, real cruisy. And pretty much came out here just to check in with y'all and make a couple announcements. First of all, I thanks everyone who's been watching my videos lately and giving me support either on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram, and appreciate all the encouragement to get back out there. Yeah, kind of sucks, but PCT just wasn't in the cards this year, so things have been pretty trying on old Woodsy the last couple weeks here, and a lot of ups, a lot of downs. And now that I'm back home and realize I've got all this food that I've got all ready to go, that was for the PCT. Some of my packages have already been returned, and I still got time off from work, at least another month. I'm going hiking. That's all right. I'm going with plan C, I guess. I'm going to thru-hike the 300-mile length of the Superior Hiking Trail. It's a trail in northern Minnesota that goes, the northern terminus is called the 270-degree overlook. It's just short of the Pigeon River, which is also the border with Canada. Yo, Canadian peeps, what up? And it travels all the way down, kind of parallels the shore of Lake Superior. You actually walk along the shore only twice for very short periods of time, but mostly you're up on the ridge above it or on the back side of the ridge, and winding through different forests and swamplands and different kinds of ecological systems. And it's pretty rugged at times, lots of rocks, lots of roots, and you wind all your way down there. You go through the city of Duluth, very, very famous city for supplying a lot of the iron ore in the late 1800s, early 1900s, and a lot of the timber that helped build a lot of the homes and stuff in the Midwest, like in Ohio and Pennsylvania and Indiana, all that kind of stuff. And so once you make your way through the city of Duluth, a little bit along the lake shore, and then you jet up onto the ridge, and then about 50 miles to the southern terminus from there, which is right on the Minnesota-Wisconsin border, and where the North Country Trail picks up once again. The Superior Hiking Trail is actually, it overlaps the North Country Trail, but you can't get their maps on far out. The Superior Hiking Trail Association puts out their own maps, Avenza map books. So I downloaded the Avenza map book, so I got that good to go. Frankly, I wish it was on far out, because at least you could read and leave comments about water sources and really know how far it is to your next destination, and instead of having to use the pretty crude measurement tools on Avenza. But I'm sure they're doing the best they can, and that's one of their ways of helping to fund the good work they're doing on the trail. So there's always a trade-off with that. So I'll take it. It's not like the PCTA where they got like millions of dollars coming in, I'm sure, every year. So my hats off to y'all. Speaking of that, a nice lady, I think her name was Annie at SHTA. Shout out to you. She gave me some good advice on where to resupply and things like that. And so on the way up, my mother, thank you, Mom, is going to drive me up there. We're going to drop off my resupply packages. I'm only going to drop off 2 resupply packages, and I'm going to start out with a full backpack as well. Well, not completely full, only about 50 miles worth. I'll resupply in Grand Marais towards the north, and then I'll resupply again in Beaver Bay, which is towards the middle to the southern part of the trail. Well, the middle part. And then I'll resupply when I'm in Duluth by buying stuff at grocery store, convenience stores, because there's tons of them within a short walking distance of the trail. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start the trail next week. It should take me anywhere between 15 to 21 days. I'm guessing the over-under is 18. We'll go with 18 days. See if it takes 18. Might, but I got plenty of time, so I can do 21 and still have plenty of time after that to come back home, rest and recuperate for a few days before old Woodsy goes back to work, delivering those smiles for Amazon. So hold off your buying stuff from Amazon until then. Woodsy needs a job. There's Wisconsin over there. Right on. Hello, Wisconsin. Woohoo. Throw it down in the comments if you know what the capital of Wisconsin is. All right, I'm walking by and we got this plant right here. That is eastern buckthorn or common buckthorn. It's Rhamnus something or other. I'll have to look it up. Boy, what is going on with this phone today? But buckthorn is an invasive brought over, I believe, from Europe. It's European buckthorn, and it grows like gangbusters. These leaves, it leaves out early on in the spring, very vigorously, and then the leaves stay on really late before they all kind of drop at once, so they can kind of like shade out everything else. It's got these berries here that the birds eat, and then when they crap them all over the place, they spread this stuff like wildfire. Spent a lot of time volunteering with the Park Service in Minneapolis area, removing this stuff, and it doesn't look like it's too bad here, but there's definitely some large specimens. Luckily, this area is a little bit more diverse, so maybe it can not totally outcompete everything here. Okay. Yes, the Superior Hiking Trail. So the Superior Hiking Trail is a trail that I've done 2 long distance hikes on. My first long distance hike, that was about 60 miles or so. No, it was 60 miles. Was on the Superior Hiking Trail in 2018. And as I talk here, I'll probably insert some footage from past trips. And then last year, after I got off the PCT and came home, I felt I still had some miles left in me and did a 100-mile section on the Superior Hiking Trail. Kind of overlapping some stuff I'd already done, but hiked some new stuff. So I've basically hiked the middle 150 miles of it. So the northern end I've never hiked, and the southern end I've never hiked. So I'm really looking forward to that, seeing some of the different places I've never hiked, and testing myself. My goal on the PCT was to not only go out there and hike it, but to kind of push my boundaries a little bit and see what I was capable of. So there'll be opportunities to get my mileage up. Ooh, mosquitoes are really bad. There'll be opportunities to get my mileage up. My per day mileage in a few spots that are kind of more flat and cruisy, but then there's some stuff that's really rugged. If you saw my videos from last year, put those up there. If you saw my video series from last year, you'll know that there's some steep stuff there. So another thing I'm going to do on this trip, I'm going to do some experimenting with my camera loadout. So I'm not bringing my GoPro. I'm not going to shoot with my GoPro at all on this trip. I'm not really satisfied with the picture quality. It's buggy. It has gremlins in it. It goes on the fritz. When I was in Banff, there was a day, had an 80% battery. The thing just stopped working. So I had to put in a different battery once I had a chance. The second reason is this iPhone 15 Pro Max that I got. It's like, it's awesome. It's the tits. It's like the picture quality is super dope. Zoom in quality is great. It's got the nice wide angle too. That's not all weird and fisheye like the GoPro is. The sound quality is heck of a lot better. I got these Bluetooth headphones, and it sounds all right, I think, for the audio quality. So, you know, I was really happy with the footage I brought back from Banff, and yeah, I'm excited to just have to worry about one camera. So I won't really be having a lot of weight savings because I'm going to bring another battery pack just to make sure I got enough. Ooh, I had to stop there for a second. Mosquitoes were annihilating me here. I didn't put it on any DEET, and I didn't know the mosquitoes would be so bad. They've been relatively chill. When I was here the other day, I did my first trail run in a while, this 5-mile loop. I only ran about half the time and speed walked the other half. So, but it took me just over an hour. And not too bad. I was feeling a little sore yesterday, so I didn't go for a hike. I did some yard work instead. Speaking of mosquitoes, I'm definitely bringing my head net. I never had to use my head net in Banff, but there's a couple times I probably could have, but I didn't. In the evenings, not when we were hiking during the day. I'm gonna just, I'll have my Jolly Gear short sleeve, but I got my light windbreaker jacket to throw on at night and some pants if I need to, for when I'm in camp. And then I never used my Outdoor Research Echo sun hoodie in Banff, so I'm probably just going to retire that one for now. I've been pretty happy with this Jolly Gear. Overall, it does a lot what I want it to do. And I'm still not a super fan of the hood, and it kind of rides up a little bit sometimes. But other than that, it's pretty good. And I get lots of compliments on it, which, you know, feeds old Woodsy's ego. So there's that. But, you know, there was a fun story when I was in Calgary. A very young lady who was working at the Real Canadian Superstore complimented me on my shirt, said it was really cool. And she ran to the back room and came back with a super bright pink fanny pack and gave it to me, brand new one. And so that was wild, a little bit of trail magic, and so that was fun. And so I wear that one proudly. I'm not wearing it right now. I've got my Gossamer gear one that I wear when I go hiking and backpacking. But yeah, so, you know, Jolly Gear, spreading the jolly around. Right on. Been really happy with my shoes so far. After that Banff trip, I had minimal foot pain. Only a couple times when we were doing a lot of really steep downhill stuff was I getting the foot pain. These are the Hoka Challenger 7 ATX model, and yeah, they're pretty good so far. I just have to put on the Velcro sticky to make them work, so pretty good. We're in a nice little meadowy area of the trail. A little bit of kind of an oak savanna type. Also some of these really cool looking thistles here. The other thing I'm going to experiment with on this trip, being that I'm bringing my phone as the sole means of shooting video, probably when I get back, I don't think out there I'm going to do this, but when I get back, I'm going to edit the episodes all on my phone. So I can already see a problem with doing everything with my phone is that the audio quality is going to suffer a bit because of the wind. Luckily, spear hiking trails mostly in the trees with some nice overlooks when you get out, when there's a break in the trees and stuff. But I could see that being a problem, so I'll have to look into more solutions for that. Maybe there's some kind of earphone cover or something where it can kind of soak that up, kind of like a little dead cat for your earbud. I don't know if that even exists. So if any of you have any ideas about making the audio quality better, you're just using the phone, leave a comment down below. Go ahead and like that, hit that like button and subscribe and all that fun stuff too. Woodsy appreciates it. Thanks. So yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shoot all the video and then edit the entire thing on my phone. And so that'll be a nice creative exercise and also a way for me to try out some other mobile video editing apps, because I do not like iMovie. Sucks so bad to use. I did my Banff update video with it, and while it turned out good, it was just such a pain to use. So I'm going to try some other options, and in the anticipation of doing another long trip. Yeah. Before I forget, thank you to the wonderful staff of the Wild River State Park here in Minnesota. They mowed this trail that I'm walking on. I ran it the other day, and at times it was almost up to my knees in a few spots, and it's really nice to be able to stroll through the woods and have a nice maintained path to go through. So I know not everyone always appreciates the work you do, but Woodsy appreciates it. Thank you. I'd like to vlog the next long trail that I hike, and more on that in the future. One of the things I'm going to do on this trip is really seriously kick around the idea of what's important in my life. What do I want my life to look like? What direction do I want it to continue to go? Do I need to change the direction? Some things I've been thinking about a lot for the last year and a half, 2 years, really a long time. Ever since I left my job even before that, I left my job to hike the PCT. And then last year I was on the PCT, and there's a lot of fulfilling experiences from that. And there's a lot of trail that I left unhiked. Feels like there's some unfinished business there. Met a lot of great people, formed some great friendships. Some didn't work out. But it is what it is. But I might return to the PCT someday. And I'm turning 45 in 2 days. And I feel like that clock is ticking. 45, that's not that old. No, it's not. I met people on the trail that were in their 70s. But nothing's guaranteed in this life. Very much could wake up one day with an odd pain and you go get it checked out and you got cancer. It's happened to people that I know, some people close to me. Relatives have died at a relatively young age, not that much older than I am right now, of that very thing. And I'm not going to wait around. Strike while the iron is hot. So I'm going to really think about that on this next trip. Do I want to do it again next year? Hike it as much as I can, knowing that more than likely there'll be sections I won't be able to hike because of weather, because of other environmental things, because of like wildfires or something, or I get injured, or there's a family emergency, or whatever. It could be a million things. But if I just let go of that kind of thinking and just be like, what do I want to put myself in a position to do? And the most compelling thing right now is to hike long trails, and I know it's hard for some people to understand that. Why don't you have a career? Why don't you have a good job? Why don't you have a house? Why don't you have a family? Why don't you have this? Why don't you have that? I really have all that I need, and everything else is just it's just a cherry on the top. So I get to pick what that cherry is, and I choose to pick hiking. So continue to come along with me. Woodsy Hikes. and see where I go. And hopefully someday you'll get out there and hike trails, and if it's not something you're doing right now, you go ahead and do it. Or you'll inspire someone else to do the thing that they want to do, that they love, that they find fulfillment from, peace. I've been told that peace is already within inside us. We just need to uncover it. And the only way to do that really is by subtraction. Get rid of the clutter. And I have a lot of mental clutter, physical clutter, emotional clutter that I need to let go of. And one ways that I found to be able to do that, at least for a bit, to actually live in the present, is to move my body through space. And that's what I'm going to do. So, till next time, Woodsy out. I'm going to go hike the rest of this trail and go home. Getting hungry. Time for lunch. Peace.